Okay. So, one last thing I forgot to do because I did everything else. All right. So last gameplay, we fought Ifrit, but Ifrit kind of like messed everybody else up. And in a way, it's called tempering. I forget to do that. And in tempering, and it will explain to me this way. It kind of it's like indoctrination for Mass Effect, but I saw it as like mass murder justified in it is all we can do. I'm trying to find this one thing. Um, and that kind of messed me up for a little bit yesterday. Like even my like how I played was like very vastly different. Um, the idea of people being put to death for something they can't control. And I'm like, yeah, that doesn't sit right with me. And luckily, somebody from my free company was actually able to talk to me. Not necessarily convince me that it was a good idea at all. And keep in mind, I'm aware it is just a game, but like even books and movies happen to help you question your morality, where you are on a ethical scale. And I guess it kind of bothered me to that point that like it's good that I had someone to talk to. So yeah, did that. And for a while, like yesterday when I was playing, I obviously off stream, I didn't do anything related to the actual mission, the main storyline. Let me say, and because of that, I learned a couple things. One, I finished my entire. Actually, hold on. Actually, I need to be on that window. I give this to you. Petition for regular extra services between hybridation. I use a good thing. I want to change that. Cool. I barely remembered that was the mission I had to do. Um, that's right, the mission. So yeah, it was just. It seems stupid. Trust me, I know. I definitely know that it seems very kind of like. There we go. I'm actually looking at the screen. I can look at you, so I'm not like completely turned over. But like, yeah, it was the people that had to be put down had to be put down, or else the primals would have had them worship them. And when you worship a primal, they get stronger. And my mind's like, okay, I get that, but they didn't have a choice in the matter. And it's like, well, no one has a choice in dying. Not really. When it's your time, it's your time. And I got that. Sadly, like the more I get closer to like some sort of mental like reconciliation, it's like okay, I can see how this could easily make anybody go. Well, then in that case, to prevent primals from being too overpowered, let's just do a Thanos. Let's just cut the population. Let's just cause another calamity. Boom. Something I'm trying to think about how it was said like the lives of the few do not outweigh the lives of the many. If the few need to die so that the more can live, that should always be the choice. There used to be a video game about that, where there is you, the player, at a railroad junction with a lever, and there is no way to stop this oncoming train, and there are two separate tracks, left or right, and you get to pull the lever left or right. So, and yeah. and whenever and on each track are either a certain number of people or a certain type or class of people, and you get to choose. Okay, either sacrifice one or the other, and it's a very ethical game. I think I saw Matt Pat play it once upon a time, and I was just kind of like, "Whew, wow, that's some of the choices are easy." Like obviously, like when there's nobody on one track and there's somebody on the other, then you allow the train to go through. But something like, okay, if you have young people versus old people, you let the train hit the elderly people who are about to pass away anyway because of age, or are you going to allow the young people to pass? And some people are like, okay, well, that's an easy one. You let the elderly pass. I'm like, oh, okay, well, what if the elderly was one of your grandmothers? It's like, oh, well. And it becomes more complicated like that. I guess for this scenario, it's just kind of like, if you belong to an organization that is okay with the taking of life because they believe that is the only way to move forward. Like in Heroes, I believe in the first season, which was one of the better seasons. Some people argue the best season. The main bad guys were debating the idea of, isn't it better to potentially, you know what, hop off here. Here we go. Why do you not take me? I know I'm doing everything the hard way. I don't know why I'm doing everything the hard way. There you go. They're like, okay, if you eliminate 1% of the population and the world is better off. 1% is still a tremendous amount of people. It is a lot of death. But their belief was, okay, if you can take away that 1%, things get better for everybody else left. Mission Impossible, Ghost Protocol. Ghost Protocol? Was it Ghost Protocol? Second one was The Wife. The third one was, I could have sworn the fourth one was Ghost Protocol. Fifth one was Ghost Nation. Rogue Nation. God damn, there's so many Mission Impossibles. It really is one of my favorite series of movies. And I can't seem to keep them in mind. But there's one of the movies where the main bad guy was like, okay, if you cause nuclear fallout on a global scale, whoever remains is the stronger for it. And it's one of those that may or may not be true. You're running a gamble on the people who are left or, capable of survival. And then they die and that's it. I don't know. Crossing that line is just a lot. Crossing any particular private line is a lot. Especially when it comes to life. Yes, I know, life of a video game, but and I'm not saying that every action that you do in any kind of fictional realm is or can be or will be reflected upon in reality. However, I do believe to a certain degree you do who you are all the time. In a story, you kind of go, "Oh, I would have done it differently." In a movie, you either put yourself in the same shoes of the character, or you tell yourself, "Oh, I would have done that differently." Whereas in this scenario right now, my mind's like, I would do that differently. I would fight them to prevent them from doing that, and we'd have to find another way. Quarantine them, something that doesn't involve, okay, your life is now forfeit. So I was doing it with one hand, so. And to me, once again, I realized maybe you guys might not be able to hear the game. Oh, my character's not going to die. He'll be fine. You better be fine. There, sorry. With multiple screens, the audio only seems to come through whenever I tell it to come through in particular. What is this? Sentinel. Die, please. The rest of you's same. So right now, I guess I like, for me to get the other thing that I want, and once again, it comes to the idea, what are you willing to do to get to where you want to be, to get what you desire? What line are you willing to cross? And I feel myself going, it doesn't matter. And that's a slip. Everything to me is a slippery slope. Once you kind of go, okay, X, Y, or Z does not matter. It's only insert reason here why that doesn't matter. But once you go down that, then it doesn't matter as long as it's a video game. Okay, it doesn't matter because we're only playing for 10. Or it doesn't matter because because I don't see the problem that you might have. Or it doesn't matter because you're overreacting. It doesn't matter because this is for the better good. And see how the slippery slope gets slipperier and slipperier? Given the right scenario, each scenario can escalate to a certain point of doing the bad things for the quote-unquote right reason. And some people never have to experience that. Luckily, there are things like movies, books, and video games that do allow you to explore that mindset of what is too far, what line is not okay to cross. Suicide Squad killed a lot of people, but there was a particular line that my favorite character, the soldier, was like, this is the line that we don't cross, right here. And you just crossed it. And sadly enough, he doesn't mean a good end from that. But it's still the idea of even villains have lines, and I don't know. But sadly enough, where I'm at right now is this is a line I have to be okay with them crossing. And that's where the bad goes. If I see somebody else do something bad, do I just excuse myself and be part of the problem of letting of bad things happen around me as long as I'm not doing it? I'm still in the good. That's questionable. That's still bad. That's still that's fucking debatable. And sad enough for right now, I can't do anything about what has happened. Mephilia is wearing a weary smile. Might it have something to do with your newfound fame? Also, they covered it up. People don't know that shit happened. People don't know that they just mass murdered a lot of people just because they were potentially brainwashed and they didn't know how to fix it. Or they didn't feel that they could fix it in an adequate time to prevent the primals, which are these big beasts, from gaining more power. And it's like, it gets worse. Worse. Until not so very long ago, you were but one of many adventurers seeking to make their way in Erosia. But for your character and courage, you're raised to the esteemed post of envoy? Sorry. Thereafter, you traveled the realm, aiding those in need without thought of reward, confirming to them that the Scorns would benefit from your aid. And no sooner had you joined us than you personally bested the primal Ifrit. You're accustomed a great deal in a short time, and won fame in so doing. Alas, fame does not come without a price, as you will soon discover. I'm sorry, what now? We have guests, Sirius, or rather, you have guests. I am starting to feel a particular way about this group of people that I'm currently surrounding myself around. Beg pardons. He just barged in here too. My lady Minfilia, radiant as always. I am given to understand that the scorns of the seventh dawn have but recently welcomed a new hero into their midst. I'm here on behalf of the Maelstrom Grand Company of Limsa of LL to offer said hero a place of honor within our ranks. As you can see, Sirius, your recent exploits have garnered you the attention of the grand companies of Erosia. Each organization would have if it's bane of for its own. To this end, all three have sent officers to court you. I'm sorry, what now? They would ordinarily go to some lengths to enlist a new recruit. That they have is evidence of their high regards for you. I find myself wondering how word of Sirius' deeds spread so quickly. That the immortal flame should know of his triumphs is to be expected, but what of the other grand companies? Huh? Your reputation precedes you, Master Nomad. Neither of those words I like. 'Tis no ordinary man who can face a primal and emerge victor. The Order of the Twin Adders has need of valiant men such as you. Join your strength to ours, friend, and together let us ensure that peace ever reigns over the 12's Wood. What a pleasure it is to finally meet you, Master the Maid. I don't like those two words. My comrades speak of you in the most glowing terms. Why, even before you aided us against the Al Amaja. Sorry, I'm having really difficulty reading today. And their dread primals, yours was already a respected name in Udal. Our people know you and love you well. Any words? Okay, that kind of spitting me. All right. A man of your talents belongs with the immortal flames. Join your strength to ours, friend, and together let us secure a prosperous future for you all. The animal was not exaggerating when she said you had the look of a hero. Full often does she speak of you, friend. I'm not sure if you all know this, but like the lady, that particular lady was the very tall lady that I met the first time, and yeah, I'm like, ouch. So yeah, like that lady, I forget her name. It's like Meryl Webb. Meryl Webb was her name, and Meryl Webb be asking about me. Oh damn! Gotta admit that I'm feeling a certain kind of way. It's only natural that we should want you for the Maelstrom. Maelstrom. Join your strength to ours, and together let us see the grand vessel of Limsa Lominsa to the shores of glory. I'm just like, yo, man, I'm just a dude. Literally just a dude. Leading Memphilia. Very well. Though I am quite sure you need no reminding, mayhaps a brief summary of the situation would help you clarify your thoughts on this matter. As you know, the grand companies are all encompassing organizations empowered to call upon the martial economic and technological resources of their respective city-states in times of strife. There are presently 3 such companies in Eurasia: the Maelstrom of of LL, the Order of the Twin Adder of Grandania, and the Immortal Flames of Udal. And the Immortal Flames of the people that we dealt with last time, who had a lot louder numbers cut down. Because even people that came to fight by my side, none of them survived. Like, granted, I feel no sadness for Ungus and the fucking traitor, but the soldiers that fought alongside us did not deserve that kind of fate. And their numbers are probably a lot more whittled down now. Serving the Grand Company means serving the nation in which it belongs. You'll be charged with its defense, tasked with advancing its cause. In return for your faithful service, you will be furnished with various rewards, some of which may well prove to you in other endeavors. If you are agonizing over which of the Grand Companies best serve your loyalties, be at ease. The commitment you make this day need not be permanent. Good, now one of my concerns. I'm like, alright, if I choose one, am I stuck? Should you wish to shift your alliance at a later date, you're entitled to do so, and yet I can see that this is no small choice you face. A thought occurs to me. You will, of course, recall that the 3 city-states are planning to hold remembrance services. Well, as part of the proceedings, I'm given to understand that the leader of each Grand Company will deliver an address. Hearing these addresses ought to help you make an informed decision. What do you say, my dear officers? You just spit on the ground, sir, because I know I'm not choosing the guy from Gridania. There we go. And there's a part of me, because of Merriweb, I kind of want to lean over to LL over there, but where my character and I've experienced the most adventures and quests and everything else has been Udal. My suggestion: you are as wise as you are beautiful, my lady. Honey words. Very well. Let Sirius hear our leader speak, then return here with his decision. We eagerly await your answers. You let them barge in here into a secret place? You should be fired. But I like you, Tata. I know full well that adventurers are, by their nature, a liberty-loving breed, like we like our freedoms, and not best suited to the disciplines of military service. However, I am. But I strongly urge you to join a GC nonetheless. While the promise of reward is enticing in itself, it is not the only benefit. You are possessed of great. I don't know if it's possessed of great power, but I think I said wrong. You're possessed of great power, Sirius, and with it, you are capable of doing untold good. You know that great power is want to attract attention. God damn it, I did it too soon. Yep, I definitely did it too soon. There will be those who will wish you ill, and you must needs to be on the lookout for them. You must need to be on the lookout for them. See, so many typos. Is it just me? Am I the only one that noticed the typos after multiple years that no one's going to fix them? Yet, however vigilant you are but one man. In the midst of a grand company, however, you'll be one man amongst many. A friend amongst friends. Your accomplishments will be shared, and so will the dangers. I can think of no better arrangement. Of course, joining one organization need not mean leaving another, although we can continue to rely upon your aid. 12 know that we will have need of it in the days ahead. The Grand Company seek to protect their own nations. We sign on to the Atlantic, seek to preserve the future of Eurasia as a whole. Sorry, something came to mind, and I bring it up after I'm done talking. Similarly, yet not quite the same. Now then, I expect that you will be afield more often in the future. As such, I will have you carry this link pearl with you at all times. It will allow us to stay in touch regardless of location. The rules are the changing series, and you have the power to help shape it anew. None can say what tomorrow will bring, but so long as we believe in ourselves, there is naught we cannot achieve. Now it is time you made ready for your journey, but before you depart, be sure to speak to Tata. She will apprise you as to where and when the remembrance service are due to take place. So my character met somebody yesterday. Makito, cat ear person, and serpent flame storm. Can I choose now? Lady General is a passionate man. His words never fail to light a fire in the belly of those who listen. I'm sure you will be no exception. Okay, release the stocks. And while we were talking, we ended up going down to the gold saucer so I can get some points and everything. And let me tell you, it's like, I'm not really good at this. And then she was whooping my ass in every competition that we were part of. And then something was brought up, and it was like, okay, well, I think it's time for me to go. But in the midst of our conversation, she was like, you really need to join a GC. And I'm like, God, I really don't know about that. And then I'm already part of FC. I'm already like part of this Scion of the Seventh and everything. So like, should I really be joining? And then the very next mission that I do today, that happened. So like, it's like, oh, well, maybe might be a good idea. I am sorry about all the attention you're getting, Sirius. I might have sung your praises a little too loudly and often to a few too many people. And next time, I'll be sure to hold my tongue, literally if necessary. Anyway, I expect you want to know where and when the remembrance service are taking place. If all goes to plan, Grandania's Grand Company, the Order of the Twin Adder, will hold the first of the three services. The Elder Seed Seer, K.E. Cena, maybe, will deliver her address at that place called the amphitheater. The amphitheater. There we go. I can say words. I can. I promise. I should probably mention that at this point, that due to the organizational challenges involved in assembling all the involved parties, it is possible that the order of the services might change. Still, that's 2 messages back to back. Ooh, it's my 1 o'clock meeting. Thank you. Okay. And let me actually turn it to vibrate so that does not bother me again. Nope, see, I'm getting distracted. Okay. So there's not much we can do about that, so make Grand Danny first port to call. Next, you'll need to go to Udall, where Flame General, that dude will be addressing the masses at the Royal Promenade? Yeah. Oh, and it's rumored that there'll be a special guest. How exciting. Last but not least, you must make your way to the stateroom in LL where Maelstrom Chief Admiral Merriwebb. Ooh. I love saying her, like, once you say it, her last name is great, because it looks long. Okay. When I said it the first time, it was great. I cannot pronounce it now. I'm looking at it like, I don't know how I pronounce it to begin with. Merriwebb, which comes to call her first name, we're on a first name basis now. Well, I'm not sure y'all know. We'll be given her address. The room is accessible via the Admiral's lift. Identify yourself to the Century, and he will admit you. Got all that? Well, off you go then. I hope you find the remembrance service suitably educational. I suggest visiting the city states in my prescribed order, though with your record of impeccable timing and luck, the schedule may well change in favor of your perceived traveling plans. Farewell. You know what I should do? It's a Chocobo. Because that'll give me, if I jump on the Chocobo, that'll give me time. There. Yep, it would take me 2 minutes. So it'll take me 2 minutes to more or less quickly research any kind of benefits. Like if certain places go, oh, you can do these certain things. And like try really hard to think. Final Fantasy at E. Choosing a grant company. There you go. Let me. Oh. Okay. Okay. Damn, I'm here already. God damn. Why am I here? I hate it when I do that. I'm about to say, like, why is there horses? There shouldn't be horses in this world. Let's heard it. Nay. I'm not sure why this alien thing is on things. I don't know why this alien thing is on things. You might be asking a simple question like, why'd you come all the way down here for? And I wanted to see if anybody down here was actually gonna, like, play this card game, but I'm not seeing anybody that can. Hold on. Let me sit down. Let me sit down first of all and think about what my next move is. What my next move should be, right now, should be going to that place. I'm saying, like, alright, so I'm not doing any of those side missions right now. So, journal. Not doing that. Not doing that. However, this I should be doing. I can just teleport to Gardenia, right? So if I just do that. So let's try that. After I get rid of this. Let me see what that move is. Somehow, I must have gotten that recently. Like last night, I just got all about it. Yeah. Yeah, I think that works. Okay. I won't get that for a while. Arms length. Okay. So where I am going right now. Hold on. One more thing I need to do. That's ether. I could have sworn there was like a sort button. There is. Sort. And then set the hotkey to this one. Okay, now I'm good with the world. So, with that being said and done, honestly, this one is like 8. Well, I don't know what that one's 8. That up. Okay. Teleport to there. I'm gonna go here. And also realize here that to be a Dark Knight and or a Gunbreaker, I definitely need not only level up, I might need to get the expansion, but for me to warrant the expansion for me, I would need to finish this main. Ninja, that's crazy. All the things I want to do require the expansion. Which is good, because then it requires the expansion at level 50 and above. So, maybe I should just make a focus. Joining this particular class doesn't change anything. That works actually. Okay, cool. So I'm here. This is fucking adorable, guys. I thought this was like in-world music. If y'all don't find this awesome and cool, you are heartless, cold. Like I like it. I can't, guys. I can't see any of that idea, but this is great. This is really cool. Awesome. You know what? This stream, I'm going through all 3 ceremonies. At the very least, that's what I'll do. After wasting that much time. Class is that. Bard? I didn't know bards can have swords. Well, not swords, bows and arrows. This place is definitely not as poppin', but maybe it's just the time of day. Let me save myself some time. Really? Huh. I thought I did, which makes you think that I might not have gotten to that amphitheater place. No, here it is. That's not you. Oh, okay, so I need to go to that destination. I thought it was just passive, just automatically happen. I was wrong. Definitely wrong.
I lost my son to the calamity.
The 3 Seed Seers are all together.
Some say you couldn't take a step without stumbling over a body. Our forebears were once strangers in the Twelves Wood. Fearful of the Green Wrath, they hid themselves in the dark recesses of the earth. Yet they dreamed of basking in the dappled sunlight of the forest. Through great effort, they proved their worth to the elementals, and were granted a place beneath the boughs. So it was that Gridania was born, some 5 centuries ago. Working hand in hand, the Hyur and the Elysian settlers sowed the seeds of our civilization, and soon they were joined by folk of all races. So nourished by the waters of unity, and blessed by the light of the matron, Gridania flourished into the great nation it is today.
Do you see the Gridanian standard? There, hanging behind the Elder Seedseer. The entwined serpents represent the unity between Hyur and Elysian. An elegant symbol, do you not agree?
In accordance with the will of the elementals, we have embraced a life of peace. Alas, our neighbors have not always sought the same for themselves, nor for us. Though we Gridanians have no love for war, we have still less for those who would threaten our way of life. Ever have we fought to protect the sanctity of the Twelves Wood. When the Garlean Empire brought its war of conquest to Eorzea, we rallied under the noble standard of the Twin Adder that we might push back the encroaching darkness.
I'm sorry, I'm guessing... Do you have horns, sir? I just realized, like, I think that's not part of his where it's clipping through his head like that. Like, I don't think it's part of his staff. I think it's part of him. I could be wrong, though.
And it was we who prepared the ground for the reformation of the Eorzean Alliance, that all the peoples of this realm might stand united against the common threat. 5 years ago, the Alliance met the armies of the Empire upon the fields of Cartano. It would prove the bloodiest battle in recent memory. Countless Gridanian lives were lost. As Supreme Commander of the Order of the Twin Adder, ever shall I bear the weight of our people's sacrifice. Alas, their loss was not the only tragedy to befall us that day, for soon came the calamity. The scars borne by our forest are a constant reminder of its violence. Our lives have been irrevocably changed, each waking hour a struggle to survive. Driven to desperation, some among us have strayed from the path of righteousness, resorting to banditry, poaching, and other unconscionable deeds. To compound our woes, the Ixal have returned in force, emboldened by our suffering. They test our defenses nigh without cease, and prey upon the vulnerable. So beleaguered from within and without, it is of little wonder that our unity now falters. Dark times are upon us.
Time was a man could walk the high roads without fear.
On this day, 5 years ago, countless Eorzeans laid down their lives that we might behold another dawn. Please join with me in honoring their memory.
And how do you propose to honor the memory of those you cannot remember, pray tell?
Kind of cold. Remember the deeds. Remember that, jackass.
The destruction wrought by the calamity was indiscriminate. It dealt death to Eorzean and Garlean alike. Yet while we have labored to rebuild our homes, to rebuild our lives, the Empire has set about raising steel fortresses here in the Twelveswood. Let none be mistaken. The Garleans remain the greatest threat to our survival. If we are to stand against them, we must remember what it is to be united. Our many troubles blind us to the woes of our fellow man. Thence is harmony lost. Yet harmony is the founding principle of Gridania. We are gathered here to honor the fallen. Let them be honored not only in word and thought, but through concerted action. I bid you join hands with me once more beneath the Twin Adder standard. And together, let us heal the forest's wounds, that our progeny might live in harmony beneath these ancient boughs. For serenity, purity, and sanctity, we must think of the children.
Woods will be done.
It's up to us to protect the forest. For all the elementals!
Think of the children. Of course. Parent. That boy back there. Remember Hans. I feel you. Nice speech, I suppose. Right? But you two give me bad vibes.
If you'll permit me, Alfie no. And my sister, Alize, at your service. I saw at a glance that you were a fellow traveler. You might call us students of history, sampling the realm's remembrances in pursuit of enlightenment.
The Grandanians are unfortunate enough to have to contend with two beast tribes. The Elaxo are unquestionably the most troublesome, being of a naturally warlike disposition and wont to summon their bloodthirsty primal Garuda. Yeah. Scythes, by contrast, are peaceful in nature, being mischievous rather than mal, malevolent, and have long been on friendly terms with the Grandanians. Until recently, at least. At least they have grown a lot. A change observed at roughly the time they surrendered the primal. The Grandanians have no love for war, and they consider open conflict the last resort. I know. Though they clash with the Exo even more regularly, you may be assured that they do so in self-defense. As for the Sliffs, they are as yet bound by a peace treaty, though one would wonder how long it will be before it is broken. The 12 woods are grievously wounded during the calamity, leaving Grindania vulnerable to attack. The people are hopeful that restoring the woods and therefore the power of the elementals will put an end to their woes. Yet, how long will that take? Centuries, I wager. Meanwhile, the Exo will continue their insurgents, spurred on by Garuda and her insatiable appetite for destruction. Whether the Brandanians like it or not, sooner or later it will come to an all-out war. When it does, the Order of the Twin Adler will need all the help it can muster. How valuable might the aid of a capable Avenger prove to them? They're trying to convince me to stick with you guys. And indeed, I'm very curious about you too. Okay. Next place is your doll. What do you have? I can teleport. What am I doing? I keep forgetting I can do that. I spend a lot of money just teleporting from places, and I tend to be very absent-minded, so sometimes when I teleport to somewhere, I'm like, why am I here? For a second there, I could have sworn I saw somebody on somebody else's shoulders, but I guess I must have been wrong. Alright, so up here. I'm trying to think. Another troubled adventurer. Okay, yeah, this will be the path place, and where I want to go. Gotta get that. For me, closer. I know where that is. And I know how to get there, too. Yep. Yes, I'm here. So I know how to get there. I have my feet. I believe in my ability to take stairs. I no longer trust my anything there. I'm like, oh, I know where that is. Apparently I do not. Apparently this place is a lot more complex than I thought it was. Yeah, I thought it was here. Which I'm guessing might be like a lower or higher area, but I don't know. Like I said, I want to get through this part in the time that I have with you guys. Okay. What business would her grace have with the likes of you? You shut the hell up, sir. Or madam. Madam, would you be madam? Oh, I can't even tell. Can't even tell at this point.
Behold, 'tis the Sultana Nanimal herself!
And Roban as well.
Oh,
Hark you, souls of flame, drawn to the bosom of the desert, where the fire burns brightest and shall rage forevermore. Hurrah! Rauban! Where since antiquity, under the sage and judicious rule of the Ul dynasty, we have wrought sand into gold. Where by the grace and glory of Naldar have our brave sons and daughters flourished and prospered. I speak of Uldar!
you guys again.
There, at the Flame General's back flies the Grand Company's standard. Note the sigil. The golden scales of order balance the jewel of prosperity with the flame of might.
Great and many are the gifts our nation has given the realm. In Eorzea's darkest hour, on the killing fields of Cartano, none spent more in blood and gold than we. Thus was the 7th Imperial Legion laid low.
So that's how it happened. How soon history forgets.
Yet many left our gates, never to return. Let us pray for our absent brothers and sisters, that they might know happiness in the great beyond, as Thal's honored guests. If the fates were fair, the price we paid that day would have bought us victory. Alas, they are not. And now, but 5 years into this 7th Umbral era, the spirit of sacrifice which granted us our strength is all but dead. Look around you. What do you see? A people divided, downtrodden, and enthralled. Where are the merciful alms of the rich? Where is the just steel of the righteous? I ask you, is this the great nation our brothers and sisters gave their lives to save? You who call this living, dishonor the name of the immortal flames. It is but a slow death. Our enemies surround us. The savage hordes of the Amalja wait beside our roads, strangling the lifelines of trade. Meanwhile, the Garleans make mock of our borders and despoil our land of its natural wealth. We stand on a precipice, yet we do not act, whether trader or soldier, monetarist or royalist. All must recognize that a divided Uldar stands to fall.
I like that, stands to fall.
Victory and fortune walk hand in hand. Ye who seek glory and wealth, look not to what little you can snatch from your neighbor, but to the boundless wealth of the world beyond. Now is the time to unite. Now is the time to ride forth. In the name of the Sultana, I beseech you, line not your own coffers, but those of the immortal flames. Seek not to prosper from Uldar, but to restore her to prosperity. As the realm prospers, so shall Uldar. As Uldar prospers, so shall her people. Yeah, for Uldar!
I'm sorry, this is the best speech.
Together we are one.
Your Grace.
Raubon? People of Ul'dah, I, Nanimo, 17th in the line of Ul, address you. Much has been made of the wealth of Ul'dah. Yet those who measure that wealth in coins and carats are gravely deceived. For the true wealth of Ul'dah lies in the health, happiness, and hopes of her people. Beloved subjects, I bid you raise aloft the torch of Ul'dah, that her flames might serve as a beacon for all Eorzea to see.
Long live Nanamo!
Glory to the Sultana!
For victory and fortune, stride fearless into the Inferno, for we are, by fire, reborn!
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Forsooth!
The time is now!
I
Fancy meeting you again.
It's not right. Fancy seeing you two here as well. The Eudalians have a long history of conflict with the Almaja, the beast tribe that worship the primal Ifrit. Judging by your looks of the stage, I take it that you have encountered them. We have. The Eudalians do not shy from confrontation. If aught threatens their precious prosperity, they will seek to crush it. So have they dealt with Ifrit thus far, smothering his flames each time he is stroked to light? Yet he is but one of several problems, though they have been quite quiet these past 5 years. The Garleans have not gone away. Meanwhile, refugees continue to arrive in droves. The Udal has no clear policy on how to deal with them. After all, not even the Sultanate's coffers are bottomless, and even assuming they had the coin, resources will ever be finite. Which brings me back to the subject of Ifrit. If it had been observed that the Amaja are summoning him with the ever-increasing frequency, every time they do so, the Udal send their forces to smite the primal, and though they invariably succeed, each victory is brought with blood. It is a war of attrition, which they cannot well sustain. Small wonder, then, that the Immortal Flames are eager to recruit more members. And it kind of speaks about what happened last episode with more or less putting down the people that fought Ifrit. I survived. Well, me and Sirius survived because we are a warrior of light. But anybody else who would have fought that beast would have just been tampered and then had to be put down if they succeeded. So the numbers are constantly being whittled down. At such a desperate hour, an adventure of your experience would be a most welcome addition to the ranks. For their sake, I hope that the Flames General's words struck a chord with you. I'm sure I'll meet you two again. Fuck you. Twice lady. Alright, so the last place. Okay, I'm here. So how do I get to where I need to be? This is not where I need to be. Oh, there's troubled adventurers all over the place. I want the ability to lean against walls. That'd be cool. But alas, I have things to do. What's happening here? None of my business. Gotcha. Here to attend the remembrance service. Be quick. The Admiral is due to give her address at any moment. Let's finish this up.
The Garleans are another matter altogether.
So much for our alliance.
It's sunk beyond the seabed.
The manpower. Oh God, she's sexy. Nope. Stop that.
Brothers and sisters of the sea, hearken unto me. Look upon this, our mighty crimson standard, and tell me your hearts do not swell with pride. 700 summers have come and gone since our forefathers first ran aground in this fertile bay. In that time, guided by the Mother of Oceans, Limsa Lominsa has grown from humble fishing village to uncontested ruler of the 5 seas and beyond.
You two again.
Did you look as the Admiral bid you? It is a rather stirring standard, I must say. The crimson field is meant to signify the blood of fallen crewmates, while the black longship represents a pirate vessel.
When the Garlean Empire marched upon Eorzea, we assembled beneath the Maelstrom Standard, and our Grand Company was reborn. All answered the call, from the Knights of the Barracuda to Hilthier's bloody executioners. And together, we met our would-be conquerors upon the field of Cartano. That day, the world bore witness to the united strength of Limsa Lominsa.
I was right. That's how you pronounce it.
I swear to you, no army ever fought harder or with more courage. Yet many of ours did not survive. Join me now in remembering those who fought in the name of freedom and fell. May their souls be returned to the sea.
Freedom. Yes, they have always been rather fond of their freedom. Much as the beast tribes have. Small wonder. Beneath the surface, one would struggle to tell them apart.
It has been 5 long years since the calamity struck. 5 long years of tireless rebuilding. Yet still the wounds of the calamity fester and weep. But when I stand atop the mizzenmast and gaze out upon our battered and broken vessel, I see an undying spirit. Did we not build all this from the wreck of the Galadian all those centuries ago? Shall we not do so again? Yet there are those who would see this ship of ours sink beneath the waves of the restless Rotano.
No!
The Sahagin creep ashore seeking blood for their accursed god.
Those fishback
The Sahagin
bastards.
have risen?
While the mines of Ogomero spew forth kobolds who push ever south, despoiling our lands as they go. These savage beast tribes will be the first waves to crash against our creaking hull. And behind them swells the grim tide of the Garlean Empire. Even now, the curs fly their flags within our borders. Doubt not, but that they will be upon us ere long. We are well nigh surrounded. Yet there are those among us who would rather turn their swords against their crewmates than our cannons against our foes.
That's actually a nice shot of the crowd. Sorry, guys. Sorry. I think that was...
How can we hope to repel our many enemies when mutiny breeds below deck? There is but one course left to us. One bearing that will bring us victory over the beast hordes and the Empire both.
Crap.
And see this ship safe to port.
And this is my fault. Give me a second, guys. Trying to take so many screenshots, it starts not necessarily freeze up, but kinda. So be patient with me. I have to be patient with it. You guys can't see this in the overlay. Thank you. Thank you.
We must mend the rift the Calamity has reopened twixt pirate and maelstrom, and stand fast with our adventurer brothers against the coming tempest. Mark ye well, a crew without unity is no crew at all. 'Tis but a mass of drowned men. To me, then, brothers and sisters of the sea, gather beneath the undying crimson standard, and pledge me your strength, your skill, your wisdom. And with the guidance of the navigator, this great vessel of ours shall ride the waves, till sea swallows all!
Long live the Admiral!
Admiral Melvin!
Gather the lads!
Oh, where's me cutlass?
I'll follow ye to the seven hells, Admiral!
Tough decisions.
Fancy meeting you again.
You said that, but anyway. I'm sure there's lots you can tell me, huh? As Admiral mentioned in her address, LL is plagued by two beast tribes. The first are the fish-like Shahagan, worshippers of the primal Leviathan. The second are the kobolds, who dwell beneath the earth and take the primal Titan for their god. For as if the beast tribe presence weren't troublesome enough, Garleans have also chosen to erect a fortress right in the Lominsan's backyard. Oh, that's a dick move, guys. And that is to say not of eternal strife. As a nation of pirates, there is no end to the blood feud between the various factions. And while they fight amongst themselves, the Garleanians wheat their blades and watch. If the Lominsans are to have any hope of withstanding the Empire, they must first resolve their own affairs. Differences must be set aside and the primal threat dealt with once and for all. To this end, I expect that they will soon take decisive action against the Beast Tribe. Mark my words, the Maelstrom Standard will be drenched a deeper shade of crimson ere long. That's kind of dark to say. That's an adventurer like you would be a valuable addition to the crew is beyond question. Right. Sirius, this is Mephilia. You're well, I hope. Would I be correct in thinking that the final remembrance service has now concluded? A moment ago, you say? What a coincidence. Jesting aside, I trust you remember our guests from the Grand Companies. Well, delighted though we are to have them here at the Wicked Sand, it would not do to keep them in suspense any longer than necessary. In short, hurry back. You guys already know what I'm gonna pick. I want the lean pose. Anyway. Like I said, you guys know which one I'm going with. This was it a rising? I'm actually trying to remember. Was it like Black Pressure or Horizon? Oh, because I'm walking. That makes sense. I'm walking here, so I can't teleport. Ah! It's called. Yep, it is called a hero to make it. You know. Is that a toad? No, that's just a rock. Not that. I thought this over here was a toad. Center screen. Right here from a distance, but it's just a rock. Go in here, do my thing, be a hero. Luckily, the idea of being able to switch is nice, so I know who I'm going to join. I also know who I will eventually switch to. Nephilia, nice to meet you again. Welcome back, Sirius. Were the Grand Company leaders' words as illuminating as you had hoped? Each nation is beset with problems. I trust you see now why your services are in such demand. Would that there were more of you. There you go, Sirius. But you must be tired from your journey. Why don't you rest a while and take a moment to reflect on your decision? Once your mind is made up, pray give the Grand Company officers your answer. You two. Your bodyguard?
The gods only know what grand company our adventurer friend will keep. The wheels of change are in motion regardless.
Brother, are you certain this course is best?
Whatever do you mean, dear sister?
The so-called remembrance ceremonies were little more than standard waving rallies.
Kind of what they were, yeah.
As though the Calamity and 7th Umbral Era warranted scarcely a mention.
Well, of course they were standard waving rallies. Since you are so observant, mayhap you noticed what mention was made of the Warriors of Light? None.
That's not true. The seed seer from what is it called? Grenania. She mentioned briefly.
I suppose they must have forgotten the heroes who spared Eorzea a fate worse than the Calamity? No, dear Alize, they haven't forgotten these details. They have elected to omit them. Deep are the wounds the calamity inflicted upon Eorzea. So deep, in fact, that the realm still bleeds. Needless to say, the beast tribes and their primals do little to alleviate the pain. So, the task of salving Eorzea's wounds falls to the scions of the Seventh Dawn, with a little help from our friends, the Grand Companies. Remembrance will yield no remedy. If our world is to heal, we must put the horrors of the calamity behind us.
Okay.
Our grandfather would never entrust the fate of the realm to despots who rewrite history to their convenience.
That is life, rewriting history in a way. I get what you mean. Let us do.
There must be another way to cure what ails this world, and I need to find it.
Questions I have are quite huge here. Who are these two? What are their purpose? What are their lives like?
You are most welcome to try. Our paths may differ, but our destination is the same. In time, I dare say we will see eye to eye.
I should hope so.
I wonder. I wonder if we can get that map. That honestly is what I've been like taking pictures of, just so like I know what I'm looking for later.
My lady!
We are to escort you!
One of you do, the other one.
Hope does not come into it. We share the burden of this fate, dear sister, and will prevail together or not at all. The salve will serve not only to close up our present wounds, but prevent old ones from opening anew.
What do you mean? What's going on? How many hands are in this pot right now? Ah, we both know. We all know. Welcome back, adventure. I take it General Ruban's word kindled a fire within you. Excellent. I fear that the incident with the trader may have soured your opinion of us. It gladdens me to see that that isn't the case. That was so little. I literally forgot that was even a thing. But people are people. That could have happened anywhere. But before we can count you as one of our own, you must be formally inducted into our ranks. Please proceed to the Hall of Flame and identify yourself to the personal officer. I will notify him of your coming. With your strength joined to ours, we shall surely prevail over our enemies, be they beastmen or Imperials. The company you keep. And that seems to be a pretty good place to stop. Completely, actually. This is actually a pretty good place to be like I could have sworn there was 2 benches here. But yeah. Next episode will probably be like Tuesday, and now most likely Wednesday, maybe Tuesday. I really don't know, but I know what we're gonna do. We're gonna be initiating into Immoral Flames. We are going to. I hear rumors that we're gonna get Chocobo, and I don't know. We'll have more adventures. Sadly enough, I will not be able to play this game over the weekend, but I hope that you guys have a good weekend. I hope you guys have a good. Is there anything happening this weekend, like globally or anything like that? Nope. You guys just take care, all right? You guys take care, and I'll see you guys next stream.